Hello, hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. If you are brand new here, welcome. I'm Bonnie, Old Soul Mermaid. Today's video is going to be a side-by-side comparison of two editions of the Darkness of Light Tarot. Now, I just got in the mail, I got the newest edition 4, and I previously had the 3rd edition. So if you are interested in seeing the differences between the two, stick around. So before we get to the deck itself, I just wanted to point out, okay, this is the newest 4th edition. Now, and this is the 3rd edition. These are the title cards. So, you know, the 3rd edition was the one that was done on white, a white base cardstock, whereas all the other editions, the first, the 2nd, and now this one, the 4th edition, is on the black. Now, there were some changes he made between editions 1 and 2. I think some title changes, and then the biggest departure though was with the 3rd edition with the white cardstock. But you can see, let's see if there's a difference. You know, there's a little bit. I don't have the first 2 editions, so I don't know how this compares with that. But as you can see, there's a difference in the eyes of the wolf, and that could be just for coloration purposes. I think, you know, the symbol here is the same here. So now this is labeled in this new edition as linen cardstock, though the 3rd edition, I would say, is very close to linen cardstock, but is, they feel very, very similar. You know, I always thought this was a linen type cardstock, to be honest. So I don't know. Let me know in the first, if you have either of the first 2 editions and this 4th edition, let me know what the difference is. Or if you have a 1st, 2nd edition and this, let me know the difference in the cardstock. So this is labeled, and you can see that, well, I can. I don't know if my phone is picking it up, but you can see the linen texture. This one, not so much, and I don't know if that's because of the white coloration, but this you can definitely see it's a linen cardstock. They feel very, very similar. As you can see, they're about the same size, with the white peeking out just ever so slightly. And maybe that has to do with the different corner rounder. This one with the 4th edition looks like it had a smaller corner rounder than this 3rd edition. So that's just something to be aware of. So it has the exact same thing on the title cards, except this is the 3rd edition, this is the 4th edition. Now, they came with the same bags, pretty much, I think, like muslin type bags. So the one that came with my 3rd edition is a little bit taller, and the symbol is a little bit, the printing right here is smaller, and this is larger and off center. So that's, you know, neither here nor there. That's fine. I'm not gonna be too bent out of shape for that. Now let's look at the boxes. There is a little bit of a difference here. Okay, so there are the fronts of the box. They're both tuck boxes. The 3rd edition has a little border. Can you see the thin white border around it? And the 4th edition does not. The font is smaller. Okay, so look, so they switched. So the front of the box in the 3rd edition had the 2 wolf heads. And in the 4th edition, it has the title. And so you switch this around and you switch this around to the backs. So in the 3rd edition, you get the title and then you just get a symbol. So more streamlined, I guess, and no border. Now you just have the title on the 3rd edition on the sides. Let's see, and then you get the copyright and all that. But on the sides here for the 4th edition, you get the wolf art right here. So you have the number 20 here on the flaps. I think that's different because, oh, wait, you have different numbers here. Oh, probably for the year, so 2020. And this was like, I don't know what's going on here. I'm not great on my Roman numerals, but so a little bit different. I opted to get mine signed. You can opt not to get them signed, so they'll come, I think, plastic wrapped. But I did, and a little bit, he dated it with the 3rd edition. He didn't date it with the 4th. So, and I think it was, what was it, $37 or $42 if you wanted the little muslin bag. So the muslin, you have the choice to add the muslin bag or to receive the deck without it. But the bag is like adds $3 to the cost. Okay, so let's get to the cards. All right, again, the white version is edition number 3. The black version is edition number 4. Now, I will say that this cardstock is definitely different because you can see, I can see right now that this 3rd edition is a chunkier deck. So let's turn them on the side. Can you see the difference? This is chunkier, munkier, and this is a little bit thinner and more streamlined. So, but both, I really do like this cardstock in the 3rd edition, but I think I have to say linen is my favorite cardstock now. My favorite, just because it's so easily, it's so easy to manage it if you have small, weak hands like mine. Okay, so you can see the difference with the backs. We went over that. Yeah, this is definitely a linen. It's more malleable. Okay. So just real quick, I think we'll just do a side-by-side musical flip through, and we'll discuss on the other side. hope you enjoyed that side-by-side comparison. I want to say that there are things that I like about the 3rd edition and things I like about the 4th edition. I think the colors are a little bit more vibrant in the card itself with the 3rd edition, where they seem a little bit more faded. It's not a bad thing, faded or muted, whatever term you want to say. There were some added pops of color in this edition that weren't in this edition. I think the blues and the grays stand out way better in the 3rd edition because of the white. But then again, you know, the pinks and the browns, I think, pop with the 4th edition. The borders, I think it's more cohesive, the black borders, with the overall artwork, where, you know, this kind of blends, the border blends into the imagery, whereas it, you know, it kind of cuts it off in this. I still love the 3rd edition though. I do think the colors are a little bit more vibrant, and, you know, the white borders never bothered me to the point where I didn't want to use the deck. I got it because I love the deck. When I got this, there were no longer the 1st or 2nd edition available, and I missed out on the defective 2nd copies. So I am really glad to have this, and I think, oh gosh, I don't know which one I'm going to use. I really don't. I'm probably going to use this one because of the linen cardstock. I'm going to use the 4th edition, and that's really primarily why I bought the deck over the black borders. I just love linen cardstock, and I think it's just so easy to deal with, to me, and that's my preference. So let me know what your preference is below. Now, before we go, I just wanted to point out that there is a book that you can buy separately, because this deck does not come with a book or booklet or any kind of you know, keyword cards. So I'm just gonna come up just a little bit. There is a book, I think it's $10, and I got this when I got the 3rd edition, the Darkness of the Light Tarot Guidebook. Now I have a full unboxing. It's early on in my channel. I did a full unboxing of this deck, but you can see he signed the book for me, 7/19, that's when I got the deck. And I think he and maybe a brothers, so it's by Tony and Mark DiMauro. And Tony DiMauro did, you know, the design and illustrations. So this is what you get. There's no pictures or anything, but there's some good content in here. And Benabel Wen does a little quote in here. You get an overview, and they go into the history, which I always find very enlightening, and I love to hear about the history and what it took to create the deck, and it goes into that, which I find is really, really cool. And some of, you know, the wolf icon and the process, and just, you know, then you go into the arcana and the major arcana, the minor arcana, and so you get a full page for the major arcana. And so you get aesthetics, you know, a general meaning aesthetics in a reading. You get some associations, so a planet, negative, positive energy, the ruler, astrological correspondences. So you get all that. You don't get a picture, but you get a lot of good content in this book. And then it's separated to the minor arcana and suits. So you get, he goes into the Wheel of the Year, and then you just get an overview with the blades, the wands, the cups, the coins, And then you just get the symbolism, just one line, keywords for each of the cards in the minor arcana. So you get a lot more for the majors, but a lot of good content, a lot of good content, and you get a game, and then you get further reading, and there's an index even in this book. So I think it's a really good companion book. I love the companion books. If there is one, I will try to get it if it's available. That concludes my quick side-by-side comparison of the 3rd and 4th edition of the Darkness of Light tarot decks by Tony and Mark DiMauro. And let me know, do you have either one of these editions? Do you have both editions? Do you have all of the editions? Let me know what you think. Now, I don't have the other 2 editions. That's why, you know, I used what I had to compare. And I want to know your thoughts. Do you like the linen cardstock? What would be, if you have this edition, would you get this one purely for the black borders or just purely for the cardstock? Are you one who, in the minority, who favored the white over the black? Yeah, I want to know your thoughts. Now, this deck, as far as indie decks go, is very affordable. Follows closely, adheres closely to the RWS system. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a beautiful deck. It goes into that like fantasy realm, you know, to almost like that, you know, cosplayish, not, I don't want to say cosplay, but you know what I'm saying, you know, photorealistic, which I usually don't gravitate towards. I like paintings, or I don't like to see like modern people in real photographs, though I like to see modern people depicted in paintings or drawings, if you get my gist. But it's done so well here that I just really, really love it. And the reason why I don't like, you know, like fantasy art decks is because of the sexualization of women and of men. So, you know, I know some people love that, and it's just not my thing. It's okay if it's your thing, but I love this deck. I find it's an easy reader for me, and yeah, I would like to know your thoughts. So with that, I will leave you to get on to your beautiful day, and I will see you real soon. Bye for now.